Hello, and thank you for subscribing to Infowars Tech. This is a channel where we explore new trends in technology, including cloud computing, artificial intelligence, machine learning, Python programming, and similar technology and trends. Today, we are going to look at creating or provisioning a container in Azure, and we're going to use the CLI function, and I'm going to post a follow-up video which shows creating a container, provisioning a container in Azure portal, which is GUI based. So today we're going to look at creating it using CLI. So what is a container? And I'm here on the Microsoft site, and you can see it's a standardized portable packaging for your application. It's a standard package known as a container. It bundles an application's code together with the related configuration files and libraries and with the dependencies required for the application to run. This allows developers and IT pros to deploy applications seamlessly across environments. A container virtualizes the underlying OS and can be deployed and runs anywhere. And they don't need to boot an OS or load libraries. This enables containers to be much more efficient and lightweight. Containerized applications can start in seconds, and many more instances of the application can fit or be packed onto the machine as compared to a virtual machine. And for developers, this is incredibly attractive to run and deploy applications. So let's get started. Let's jump into the Azure portal, and as you can see, I am already logged in with my account, and I'm in the Azure CLI, and all I've done is, after logging in, I've clicked the Azure Shell Cloud tab, and that draws me into this shell. And so let's get started. First thing we need to do is to create a resource group. So let me just copy that, and just to let you know, this is a beginner's tutorial from Microsoft, and I'm just using the commands that they have provided, and the objective is to show you how easy it is to provision a container in Azure. So this is the command. So AZ group create. We are creating a resource group. We can give it some name, and the location is going to be Canada Central. So let me run that. Okay, so that was successful. That's good. We have that resource group created. Now I'm going to create a container. So let me just copy and paste the command here. So again, AZ for Azure container we're creating. We are referencing that same resource group that we created just now. I'm going to give it a name. I can give it any name. I'm calling it my container, and the image that I'm referring to is provided by Microsoft. It's a very simple application, and when it's deployed, it just shows a very simple image. So we're going to see that very soon once we deploy our application. And I'm going to give it a DNS label, and it's going to be listening on port 80. So let's run this. We might get an error message if the DNS name label is already in use, but let's give it a shot and see what is the message that we get. Okay, so the resource provider Microsoft.container instance used by this operation is not registered. We are registering for you. So let's just give it a few seconds for the resource to be registered for us. Okay, so that was successful. As you can see, the registration was successful, but it gave an error message for the labels, so I need to rerun that because it seems that it's perhaps already in use. So let's change that to something else. Let me call it was demo. Let's see, and Infowars ACI for Azure container image demo. Let's run that. that seems to be running. Let's see if it's able to create that container. And you can see the commands are pretty straightforward, and you're using these switches to reference different items like resource group or the name of the container, the image that it's picking up that container image from, and so on. So you can see that we have successfully created a container. Now let's run a command to see if we can see it running. So we're saying az container show resource group my container, and we're querying that to see if it was actually created. So you can see that yes, Infoverse ACI-demo, and that's the fully qualified domain name for that, has been successfully provisioned. So let's copy that and paste it in a new window. Okay, great. So that's it. It was able to run, and this is all that. Like I said, it's a very simple tutorial. So this is what the application does in the container. Welcome to Azure Container Instances. So as you could see, it was fairly simple to provision and run in the container in Azure. All you need is an Azure account and the ability to drop down into the Azure CLI shell. Okay, so let's go back and let's take a look at the logs. So let me bring up that command. Okay, so it's here we are saying az container logs, and you're referencing the resource group and the container name. So when we run that, it shows the logs that it's captured, and they're mostly from when we were accessing the application there. Now you can also attach output streams, and when we execute the az container attach command, to that attaches the local console to the container's output streams, and as we refresh the browser, we'll see that additional output is generated. So let me run that command, and the only difference is that instead of logs, we're going to say attach. So az container attach resource group and the name, and when we run that, it's going to be now attached, and this console is attached to the container streaming. So let's run this a few times, and you'll see that if I refresh this a few times, this should generate additional logs that have been captured. Okay, let me just exit out of this using Control C. So I have exited. Now let's clean up the container, because if you let it run, it might incur a cost. So let me run the command to remove it completely. So again, it's very straightforward. Az container delete, and you mention the resource group and you mention the container name. It wants to confirm yes, because you might be running some applications on it, right, or something important. So that went through, and we were successful in deleting it. And let's now check if doing a list of that and the container shouldn't show up. So az container list resource group, and we want to output the result. When we run that, it comes up blank, indicating that it's been removed. Now we can also, to further clean up, we can also remove the resource group that we created as the first step. So when I run az group delete and the name of the resource group, it will again ask, because remember, the resource group in Azure allows us to add more and more resources. So it's a very important component of Azure, or creating resources in Azure. That's why it's asking us to make sure that we want to remove it, because any resources that are in that or you created previously will also be affected. So that was a very short tutorial on provisioning a Azure container using CLI. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I will post another one, a follow-up, using the Azure portal to create a container, and but I wanted to share this one because this is easy to do so, and you can then learn how easy it is to deploy a container in Azure. Thank you for watching.